Alright guys, this is the last video, 3 of 3 for Tuesday, 3/17. Going to go through the solutions for the review page. Just a couple problems here. We're going to skip a couple of them here in this video, but I'll walk you through it. So numbers 1 and 2 are up here. I'll solve number 1. Remember, this is an order of operations problem. We have an exponent, multiplication, and an addition operation. Exponents first, and remember we do one operation per line. You guys have heard me say that all year. 9 times 5, 45, plus 4, and our final answer is 49. Remember, on these problems, your work should always make that nice. If you're doing it correctly, one problem per line, your work condenses per line. You make the nice triangle at the end. Okay, number 2 is asking a question. It's 4 divided by 2/3. Remember, simple enough. We turn a whole number into a fraction by putting a 1 underneath. You can choose keep, flip, change, or butterfly method, but either way, I'm going to multiply 3 times 4 to give me 12, and I'm going to multiply 1 times 2 to give me 2. So it's 12 over 2, and I can simplify it by simply writing whole number 6. Okay, those are 1 and 2. I'm going to pause and reset. All right, so problem number 4 has 2 different fraction multiplication problems. Simple enough, quick enough. Remember, when we're just multiplying fractions, we go top times top, then bottom times bottom. We simplify as needed. So this turns into 5 times 1 over 8 times 2, or 5 over 16. And we're done. No simplification needed. Here, 1 times 4 on top, and 4 times 5 on bottom. We're going to get 4 on top, 20 on bottom. That can simplify if you divide. The common factor here is 4, and so that simplifies to 1/5. Okay, pause to reset. All right, so coming back, we're looking at this problem over here. I've got them all written down on the board. It's problem number 1 where it says Thursday. It tells you to use substitution to determine what A, B, and C equal. You may be able to just look at this and see it right away. Remember, you can always do a very quick, I'm going to look at this top one. I can say A plus 2 equals 9. I need to get A equals something. I have to do the inverse operation, of course, 9 minus 2. And of course, we know that A would equal 7. Same thing here. Inverse 2 is added to B here, so the inverse of adding 2 is subtracting 2. So 6 minus 2, and we would know, of course, B equals 4. For problem C, I've got C plus 1, so the inverse of plus 1 is subtracting 1, and of course C equals 6. All right, I'm going to pause to reset. All right, so I want your attention down here to problem number 3. It says identify if the question is statistical or non-statistical. This is not statistical, it's just asking for a description. We haven't really covered this a lot in class, so don't sweat that too much. Just a little bit of a review page. This problem kind of got caught up in the mix. Taking you over here to the graphing. I graphed them and plotted them, and you're just going to have to take a peek here and do your best to see my graphing. Number 4, remember ordered pairs, x comma y. So we just go over the first number before the comma is our x, so we go left and right on the axis there, and the number after the comma is the y, and we go up or down depending on the y value up. In the first problem, you're going to get a nice little rectangle, and in this number 5, you're also going to get a nice little rectangle. So take a peek there. If you didn't get these correctly on the first try, go ahead and make your adjustment. The only problems I skipped here, the only other problems I skipped, that's the end of the page here, but I'm going to bring you back up to this side. The parallelogram and a rectangle, this is one of those explained problems that I'm not always the biggest fan of. It's just asking about how parallelograms and rectangles relate to one another. You can read my description there. And then your your comparison problem right here in the middle. These are pretty straightforward. As 6th graders, I know you guys have a good handle on all this. Okay, so I'm going to pause. The next video posting will be for Wednesday. And we'll see you guys then.